What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And this one wants to talk about what's going on with Tesla stock, what the news is saying about Tesla is very important, and what big data we have coming out for tomorrow is going to affect the whole market. But before I say anything like that, let me just say two things. I am personally not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire Tesla community as a whole. Anyways, guys, just to be very blunt with you, I think the market looks very bullish from a technical standpoint. Tesla, SPY, Nvidia, the QQQ, these things look bullish, and we're likely going to see more upside. But before we talk about any upside, we have to remember that there's another factor affecting the markets. And because this factor is coming out, we have to be prepared for anything. PCE data is coming out. We have core PCE and then PCE all coming out tomorrow, an hour before the market opens. Looking at CPI for the month of August, and by the way, PCE is going to be for the month of August too. The PCE one is coming out tomorrow, but the CPI for August already came out, so we have the data already. CPI was a little hot for all items, but quite decent for core CPI. That's like CPI without food and energy. So what does that tell us? That tells us that there's a high probability that PCE, the core PCE numbers, that's core, which is just without food and energy, they're going to be decent. We're going to get decent core numbers. It shouldn't be meeting expectations on core month over month. Year over year, core should be once again quite good, meeting expectations. But PCE for all items, month over month and also year over year, it may be very close to expectations, maybe a little hot. We have to be a little careful, but it's going to be a very, very slight increase. It's not nothing like too insane. The last time CPI came out, the market actually pumped temporarily before getting a drop by like Friday. So, there's a possibility the market pumps off of this. I'm pretty sure core is going to be fine, but for all items, I'm not as sure about. It should be very close to expectations, meeting them, or maybe being a tiny bit hotter, most likely. Those are the two most likely possibilities. And even if it is just a teeny bit hotter, like let's just say PCE year over year is like 3.6% instead of 3.5%, it's not that big of a deal. The market may not respond negatively to that. The market may still be fine. We also have the Chicago PMI reports and more inflationary expectations data 30 minutes after open that could cause some volatility. So just be prepared for all of that. So I can't predict what the market's going to do with 100% certainty for tomorrow as we have data coming out. But what I will tell you is that we look bullish, and based off technicals alone, we look like we're going to see more upside. And the odds do greatly favor that. So for Tesla, we're going to be watching this thing push for 250 to 252. Most likely, that's the more likely possibility. For SPY, it looks like it's going to be hitting 430 again. If that breaks 433 to 432 is where my target is. As we have an inverse head and shoulder on the 4-hour time frame, you could even freeze the video right here to look at it. It looks more bullish overall. Apple's looking a bit more bullish, making higher highs and higher lows, starting to uptrend and get a crossover on the MACD. I think that this thing is going to be testing 172 to 173 very soon. It looks more bullish. The QQQ looks more bullish. We have a potential bullish wedge right here, a very, very nice accumulation structure. We're going to be watching 361 to 362 being tested. As far as NVIDIA goes, we have some more potential upside as this thing has been continuing to make higher highs and higher lows. And I believe that 440 is most likely on the table. I think that if it continues to break out above 433, we could see 440 very soon, and I'm leaning more in that direction. Last but not least, the VIX is continuing to sell off, which is once again, it's looking more bearish, which is decent for the markets. The dollar is looking weaker as 106 could be tested. If that breaks 105.8 and lower levels could be tested. And last but not least, the 10-year Treasury yield. This is looking weaker. It actually got a rejection. It's starting to cool off a bit, which is once again a bullish signal for the markets. So technicals are looking bullish. It looks like Tesla's going to break 250 at the very least, 252 as well. That looks very bullish. And we are most likely going to see upside tomorrow, but I can't say that like with super, super high confidence. I said we're most likely going to see that. I'm not promising it because it depends on PCE as well. So make sure you pay attention to this 1 hour before the market opens. Anyways, when it comes to Tesla now, I want to talk about some big news. Tesla basically released this data. Tesla is once again making the top two EV models in the entire US. For the Model Y and the Model 3, absolutely killing it. The Model X is coming a little bit behind, but still is very popular. And Tesla's killing it in the USA. Look at this giant, giant difference between the competitors. Tesla is killing it. Looking at the EV sales, no brand comes close to Tesla. They're killing it. They're way above the next competitor, which is Chevy in the USA. That's good news for Tesla. There's also news that came out about this. We have these new pieces of apparel coming out for the Cybertruck launch event. So let me just scroll up to where it says it right here. This is big news because sometime in October, Tesla is expected to be sending invites and inviting people for the Cybertruck launch, which could be very bullish. On top of this, I just want to mention that uh, we also have deliveries coming out in the next couple of days for Tesla, so I will talk about those as well very briefly. Those could be bullish or bearish for Tesla. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm very excited about the Cybertruck. The Cybertruck looks pretty cool. It looks like something that's very futuristic, and I think that it's going to be very interesting to see how this ends up affecting Tesla. Last but not least, there's been this talk right over here about this potential futuristic diner with a drive-in theater and supercharger that could be established one day in the future. I personally think that this is a very, very good idea, and Tesla could be investing into like different ideas like this. Tesla helping to keep their users entertained and giving them very good experiences while charging their vehicles could be very awesome too. And even if it's not just Tesla, they could partner with movie theater companies, hotels, like they were partnering with Hilton not too long ago. That's bullish news as well for the long term. All right. So for tomorrow, I just want to be as blunt and honest as possible. We have some good news coming out for Tesla. There were other things that came out involving Tesla getting sued, but I don't want to talk about that on this channel because it involves something that is, once again, very contentious and very, very sad. So there's another piece of news I can't really show right here, but I just want to remind you guys about that. And besides that, there wasn't really anything else that was too crazy going on with Tesla. So right now, I believe we're likely going to see upside. I think we're going to see 250 very, very soon. I think that that's going to help Tesla pump quite a bit. I also want to mention that Tesla was heavily shorted over the last week, especially last week. We saw a lot of shorts entering Tesla. So with the shorts entering Tesla, when Tesla hits these higher levels, many of the shorts are going to be inclined to start covering. Excuse me, sorry guys. And when they start covering, right, this could lead to more upside. And that's why Tesla could be pumping on relatively low volume. The volume isn't like, it's not bad, but it isn't that great. It was like 121 million, just slightly above average, but very close, nothing too insane. So quite good for Tesla. Let's see this thing maintain some good volume. Let's see some upside. I think the odds favor that for SPY, Nvidia, the QQQ, Apple, and all these different stocks. But once again, don't forget about PCE coming out in the morning. We also have the Chicago PMI 15 minutes after market open, not to mention the Michigan inflationary expectations and consumer reports coming out 30 minutes after the market opens. So we have some more data coming out, also a Fed speaker, but the most important thing is going to be PCE. And with that said, I just want to thank you all so much for listening. All right. So could the market see downside in the future? Downside could come for the medium term. In October, we could still see a sell off. But for now, right now, we're not in October. We have some time. Okay. We have time. And the market looks like it's attempting to balance, and we're likely going to see upside for the short term. Okay. So there's a big difference between saying I'm a big bear and I'm just talking about a temporary bounce. There's a big difference there. I just want to make that as clear as possible. That's the last thing I'm going to break up. Thank you all so much for listening. Have an absolutely incredible rest of the day. I hope you guys have a great day tomorrow. It's going to be very fun. I'll see you guys then. So thank you. Tesla in the market to the moon because the long term is still incredibly bright. And peace out.